Hi Taurus, this is Angel Aura Divination, and I'm here to give the sign of Taurus their July 2021 Tarot and Oracle message. This is going to be a Tarot and Oracle reading for the sign of Taurus. I'm using the Energy Oracle cards, I'm using the Cosmic Tarot, and I'm using the Kawaii Tarot for this reading in particular. We're just going to be going over the overall energies for you for the month of July, so let's get into it for you, Taurus. First energy oracle card that we have out is victory. You've been through the battle and you've this is kind of like Six of Wands energy. You've been through the battle and you won the war. You're coming out on the other side victorious. You're coming out on the other side very abundant, very, very rich, very, very rich. Like you're happy, you know, or you're trying to be happy. This is very abundant energy for you, but I think you're very used to that as well, Taurus. I get the impression here with the victory card, especially with it being a 28, reducing down to a 10, that you're looking outside of yourself for new possibilities now after being through certain battles or through certain situations that you genuinely did not want to. They're saying it's like you genuinely didn't want to entertain it. You genuinely didn't want to experience some of those things that have kind of happened to you thus far in the year, especially. But it's kind of like you've accepted it, you've changed it, you got to the point where you couldn't do anything else about it, you moved forward, and you got out of it. And now you're here. Well, what next, Taurus? Excuse me, my nose is itching. I normally scratch my nose, or I rub my nose when I'm embarrassed, or I used to do that a lot. So you might even be feeling embarrassed that you don't know what to do next, or you don't know what to manifest next, you don't know what to create next. Oh, that was a deep itch. Oh, ugh. My nose never itches like that. Ugh. Anyway, whoa, big distraction. Anyway, yeah, so it's kind of like you're kind of moving into a new phase for yourself with the victory card, which is an interesting thing to say, because it's like you think that it's kind of like you think that the ending is happening, right? You think that it's just the end of one thing. You think that it's over, and then it's kind of like, life is never over. You know, life isn't over until it's over. And when it's finally over, you probably won't even know, you know? And that's really where you're at right now. It's kind of like, oh, well, what am I supposed to be doing now? Well, what now? What now? You rest. You have the Four of Swords talking about resting after a long journey from the Cosmic Tarot. You know, you've kind of been on this cycle of luck. You've been on this cycle of like an upswing in energy for yourself, Taurus, where yep, Ace of Cups, where you have been kind of opening up emotionally. You've been connecting with people. You've been having fun. You've been entertaining yourself and enjoying yourself and stuff like that, Taurus. And now you've got to rest. You've gotten the victory. You've gotten the victory you decided that you needed, and now you have to really take a break. You have to really take a break. And how do you take that break? Let's get into it. Some of y'all is just sitting on the side of the road watching the cars drive by on your yard. I'm seeing somebody sit at a porch and literally waving at the cars as they drive by in the neighborhood. We have the King of Cups. Some of you are going to be dealing with the masculine water sign energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Some of you are just going to be diving deep into your own emotions, understanding more about yourself. This is like they're saying it's a self-work journey where you're starting to really connect with yourself a little bit deeper here in this energy of the King of Cups. Understanding that your own emotions and mastering those is also a very important aspect of life after coming to some kind of conclusion in another area of life. We also have the Eight of Wands. And it's like you might really be desiring to move very quickly after this victory energy, and it's kind of like you need to really slow your roll, Taurus, because you need to, the spirits are kind of saying you need to slow your roll and get to know yourself a little bit better. I think a lot of things have changed for you in this energy of your most recent success, and that now you're kind of needing to really understand who you are while you have the moments to make that happen for yourself. And a lot of this has to do with understanding what's going to make you happy moving forward. A lot of you, it's going to be a relationship. We have the Ten of Cups here talking about that emotional energy of emotional fulfillment at the highest level, but it's also kind of saying here, you know, emotional abundance is not always the most positive. You know, abundance in general is not always the most positive. It's that more money, more problems energy. You know, you got more problems because you got more emotional abundance. You got more problems because you have all this victory, this success in your life. And it's like you, at one point, you manifested this, but who you are now as opposed to who you were when you didn't have what it is you have. That's two different people completely. The journey changes you. The journey changes you, and that's kind of where you're heading, Taurus. A major change for yourself. Let's talk about it. We have the Three of Cups here. The Three of Cups talking about celebration, unity with other people around you, celebration with other people around you, drinking, and a little bit more drinking. You're having fun with yourself, though. And you're even having fun with friends and things like that, but then it's kind of like back to reality. We have the Five of Cups, and this might be very disappointing for you in this energy. I think that ultimately coming back to reality, though, is going to be kind of a shift. You're going to have to shift your perspective if you really want to survive through this. That's what the Five of Cups is all about, is shifting your perspective after heartbreak, after situations have kind of fizzled out, and you've had to really cut your losses, right? We have the Ten of Pentacles, but I think that you're going to be moving into a very abundant phase for yourself. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups out now. I think that this is going to be an emotionally abundant, but also materially abundant phase for you. And it's kind of like now that you have for some of you the relationship, now that you have the house, now that you have the happiness, now that you have the money, now that you have the house, now that you have the stuff that comes along with the money, what are you going to do next? And a lot of you, it's going to be taking it slow, taking it easy. I'm hearing the song, "Take It Easy." I don't know the rest of the words, that's all they're saying to me. I don't even know who sings that song. Wow. Anyway, yeah, but you're going to be taking it easy. You're going to be going the slow route. You might even start traveling, or you might have been traveling recently as well, Taurus, with the Knight of Pentacles out. And even though you want to move fast, you're still going to have to really analyze your emotions and be very emotionally in tune moving forward. The next card that we have out from the Energy Oracle is the Door to Value. And a lot of this has to do with your relationship to self. I think you're going to be coming into a deeper understanding about who you are intrinsically, because they're saying it's about intrinsic value, meaning that who you are on a fundamental basis. This is a 31 reducing down to a 4. What makes you happy? Is it just money, or is it also peace? Is it also tranquility? Is it also having a beautiful home? Is it also having nice things? Or is it just money? And what comes with money? Because not beautiful things don't come with money. Beautiful things come with taste, they're saying. Just for example, a nice life doesn't come with money. And a good attitude creates a nice life. And that's kind of where the energy is leading you with the Door to Value. Let's get some Cosmic Tarot cards out here for you. Three of Swords. And I think some of this has to do with the opinions of other people. That's what I take the Three of Swords as when it's not about relationships. They said, fuck the haters. Fuck the haters, Taurus. Fuck the haters. I mean, shoot. People might be hating on you because you're starting to value yourself. You're starting to set boundaries. You're starting to be honest about situations and things you don't want to entertain. But this is part of your journey as well. We had the Eight of Pentacles being about your journey, possibly even your journey to stardom or fame for some of you. Also just being about your journey to more material wealth or a spiritual understanding, they're saying. Okay, thanks. We have the Five of Pentacles, we have the Hermit, we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so you might have been in a lot of positions to where you couldn't really share parts of yourself. And you didn't have a lot of stability or a lot of literally finances for some of you. And now you've kind of come into a place where you do have a lot of finances. You realized who you were in that. And this is kind of the reflection of the journey for you with the Door to Value as the Hermit being that journey. And also that enlightenment after the journey as well, coming to where this journey is coming to a close. You've been feeling very isolated and alone because you haven't had enough in your life, or you haven't been feeling like enough, and the Door to Value is here to basically say that your perspective on that has shifted because of the spiritual journey that you've been on thus far, Taurus. This is a good Taurus collective. In the past, I've had some really negative readings with Taurus, I'm going to be honest. Anyway, I think moving forward, though, that you are going to be moving into a phase of understanding what it is you have to value and knowing that even if what other people say is negative to you, it doesn't matter. You don't have to listen. You know, you don't have to pay attention to that aspect of things. We have the Eight of Wands again. This is the second time the Eight of Wands has come out in this reading. And also probably the last, but that's kind of double confirmation for some of this energy that you're feeling right now, Taurus, where you really want to get moving, you really want to get going, or maybe even people are pushing you to get going after you've come into a realization that you don't have to rush your life journey, you don't have to rush your spiritual journey. We have the moon here because it's your journey and you're going to be doing it by yourself, for yourself, the whole time. That's what the moon's about. When it comes to the spiritual journey, it's about loyalty to the self. And it's also about the longevity, being able to stick it out in the long haul with yourself, fight by yourself, for yourself, through the dark night of the soul energy. What else do we have for door to value? We have the Queen of Swords. And this is really another clarification that your boundaries are going to be up when it comes to what people have to say about what you have going on. This Three of Swords energy is not going to be around for very long. You're going to kind of ignore it. Yeah, because we have the Nine of Wands here, because you've been through some stuff and you don't really want to go through some of that stuff again. So you're going to protect yourself. You're going to protect your abundance. You're going to protect your finances. You're going to protect yourself spiritually. And that's great energy to be in with the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is kind of saying that you've been through the war, but you've been wounded. You're the wounded warrior, but you're still the warrior nonetheless. Period. They're showing me like Mulan's dad from Disney's Mulan, the animated version. They're showing me like Mulan's dad where he can still fight. I don't know. Anyway, we have the yin yang symbol, yin yang card. This is a 22 reducing down to a 4, being about balancing yourself out internally and externally, balancing out your chakras, balancing out your masculine and feminine especially, but also just kind of coming into alignment and understanding that who you are in your shadow and who you are in your light are both reflections of the same person in different aspects. We have the Queen of Swords here for double confirmation for you being a Queen of Swords. You are being very guarded. You're protecting your love. You're protecting yourself. You're protecting the things that you love. You're protecting the love of others. You are trying to create peace here, but you're still able to block out. They're showing me Wonder Woman with the little bracelets. Block out any negativity in your life simply because you know how. You know, it's like you can try and come after me, but I'm too fast. I already know you're coming. I already know your bullshit's on its way, you know, and I'm gonna move it out of the way for me, because I deserve to be protected. I deserve to be, you know, loved. I deserve to have love around me and even have people around me who are happy, right? And then we have the Nine of Cups, because you deserve it, and this is that energy of you deserve it. It's that I want to be coveted. I want to be cherished. I want other people to cherish me, and I want to be able to cherish other individuals as well. My cup runneth over here because I have self-respect and self-love. Because I'm doing that inner work of balancing out my masculine and feminine. And you know, the yin yang symbol card is a 22 reducing down to a 4, being about that divine alignment with yourself, the alignment of the 4 elements. Before we get to spirituality, the 4 earthly elements they are. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and so a lot of this is coming at the pinnacle of wealth for you, the pinnacle of material abundance for yourself, the pinnacle of independence. With the Nine of Cups here and the Nine of Pentacles here, it's kind of like, even though you have all this potential to really be abundant, you're still able to have that even if you are independent. You're still able to create that power, that passion for yourself. They're showing me the movie Stella's Got Her Groove Back with Whoopi Goldberg and Angela Bassett. That's a pretty good movie. We have the Devil here. We have the Three of Wands coming out here. So there's still going to be moments where toxicity does kind of pull back on you, and you're going to be wanting to go into journeys where there might be elements of toxicity. But the reason that happens for you is because that's part of the spiritual journey, is being tempted and tested to go back to where you were after you've come into this enlightenment, right? And it's really a test. It's a test, and you have to be open and aware to the fact that that's a test, so that you can actually see for yourself what is appropriate for you versus what is not, what is toxic to you versus what is not. And this is justice, and creating balance is going to be very important to you. Creating balance is going to be very important to you, especially as you move towards this independent energy for yourself, Taurus, regardless of what you've been through. And this is kind of what you're going through in the month of July. So, you know, if you haven't felt a lot of these changes yet, then expect them to come soon. Let's get some Kawaii Tarot cards out here. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Pentacles. I think this is you. It's kind of like being very positive for the possibility of finding someone outside of yourself, or even a part of yourself within yourself that is very abundant, financially, materially, or just spiritually. Somebody who can create stability for you. We have the Three of Wands here. Double confirmation for the Three of Wands. You're going on an adventure, bestie. I love that. This is also kind of another indication of travel. Travel might just be very fortuitous for you right now. We have Temperance, and it's a lot of this is going to be about the tranquility that you have in life, especially in that independent energy. You are moving towards a very, very peaceful energy for yourself. We have the Knight of Swords here, and there might even be people around you. They're saying this is more about your own throat chakra, being very open when it comes to what it is you. They're almost kind of saying it's like, because it came out over the devil, so it's kind of like saying you're going to be very honest and very blunt with people who are toxic to you, or people who are doing toxic things to you. It's kind of like once your boundaries are revealed to you in this energy, Taurus, you're not going to take any prisoners in that energy when you tell people, well, when you tell people to fuck off. That's what they said, so I'm just going to say that. That's like, when you tell people to fuck off, you're going to tell people, fuck off. This is the Queen of Swords. You're going to tell people, fuck off. Excuse me if this bothers you, but honestly, if it bothers you, get off the video, right? And this is balance for you, because I think in the past you've been kind of, avoiding that. And that might have even been how you got to your victory, and then you started to realize that it's not true victory if I have to hold myself back, or I have to be held victim to what other people think of me constantly. So let's get an energy oracle card to give you some advice moving forward into the month of July. We got two. We got the Strategy card, and we got the Thinking Man. The Thinking Man did come out in reverse, but I'm going to say it as it's upright, because I don't read these cards in reverse. I don't read any cards in reverse, though. The Strategy card is the 21 reducing to a 3, and that's about understanding yourself. To me, this card also would be an indication of you connecting to your Akashic records, because it's a journal, but it's a journal with a map on it. You connecting to your possibly even deeper astrology as well. Really coming into an understanding of who you are and why you are put on this earth, what your goals and plans moving forward will be. And the reason I even say that is actually because I see a star map on this card, but that's my business, not yours. We have the Thinking Man here, and so you might even be getting into deeper spirituality because he is looking at a crystal, but I also see you kind of trying to create clarity for yourself moving forward instead of looking for it outside of yourself. We have the 46 reducing down to a 10, which is also interesting because we have the 28 reducing down to a 10 in the beginning of the reading with the Victory card, and it's kind of like, even though you have to move out of this victory energy because you cannot always be at a constant high when it comes to the positivity in your life, you can still create that for yourself moving forward by looking to the new cycles that you're going to be moving into. And that's the advice that I have for you, Taurus. Honestly, if this reading resonated with you, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Leave a like for this video for the free reading that I just gave you, and also subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Goodbye, Taurus, and good luck for July. See you next time.